Hey everyone, welcome to Our Small Footprint. My name is Nyssa, and if you're new here, we are a family of 8 who live off-grid in Australia. It is actually Saturday afternoon, but this is going to be my Sunday chat video. So for this weekend, I'm actually in Brisbane. There is a Thermomix conference on tomorrow that I was invited to speak about using the Thermomix on solar off-grid kind of thing. And I would normally not do this kind of thing, but I decided to step out of my comfort zone a little bit and attend. Now, I drove down on Saturday. It's tomorrow, 10 to 2, and I drove down on Saturday so that I didn't have to do night driving. So the theory is I'll stay tonight, I'll go tomorrow, and I'll stay tomorrow night as well so that I don't get stuck driving at night because it's not good for me. I've said it before, but I'm almost completely blind in my left side and I have some vision issues with my right side. So night driving is not my forte, but it rained the whole drive here. So that wasn't real great either, but at least it wasn't hot. You know, got to look at the bright side of these things. So I'm in Brisbane. I was going to do the chat video this morning at home before I came, but it was raining, and the solar structure where I normally do a lot of my things has a great big wasp's nest in it, and because it was raining, all the wasps were in it. The garden was very wet, and my kitchen was being used, which is where I, sit in my daggy kitchen and do it, and so it just wasn't much choice. So what I decided to do was to drive here, and now I'm parked under a tree on the side of the road near Mum's place, and I'll do this bit of a chat, and I'll edit it all up tonight with the other stuff that I got to go with it. Now, I did write myself some notes. So we've been discussing, or I discussed with you, and then I have been discussing with Darryl and trying to figure out the plans for videos for this year and things like that. So what I wanted to share was that over this week we've discussed things, and I'm going to try and schedule things better. That was part of the, mindfulness and everything else. So we're both going to try and schedule our work a little bit better. So at the moment I'm looking at putting videos out Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. So let me know in the comments if you've got any feedback on that. But I know that YouTube likes consistency, but also I'm going to kind of use you guys as my accountability partner. So I find that sometimes I tell you guys that I'm going to do something, and then it makes me do it because I've said that I'm going to do it, so I've got to do it. Sometimes it doesn't work, but every now and again it does. But we're going to try and get some consistency with scheduling. So what I'm going to try and do some lists as well of things that I want to do. So I put out that single subject video this week, the one on the sausage patties. Let me know what you thought of that one. And I'm going to do more of those because the plan is that I need to get more stuff up on the website. And to get the stuff up on the website, I need to photograph the stuff to be able to do the blog posts. So I need to make it again. So while I'm making it, 2 birds, 1 stone, all that kind of thing. Try and film making it, and make that as a video, as well as get the recipes and stuff up on the blog. And then it'll all be, one sort of a piece thing. But those single subject videos, YouTube likes them as well because they're what they call evergreen content or searchable content. So people will search and find them, whereas most of my other content is more for people who want to follow me and follow my life and are interested in what's going on. They already are following me and they find me. So like the grocery haul videos always find new audiences, and these single subject videos theoretically will as well. But I need to get them done if I want to get stuff up on the blog, because all that whole, multiple streams of income and all that sort of stuff, the blog can earn me money too if I can get the recipes up there, because all you guys would use it if they were there, but I'm slack and they haven't been. So this year, part of this year, so this is sort of a bit of a continuation on that whole, 2025, what we're doing. So I'm going to try Wednesday, Friday, Sunday videos. I normally put videos out about 7:30 a.m. for Brisbane time, which is GMT plus 10, Australian Eastern Standard Time, with no daylight savings. And that seems to work for the US as well. So if you're happy with the sort of timeline that they normally come out, so my average video comes out at 7:30 in the morning, because I normally get up between 5:30 and 6:30. None of the kids are up. Darryl's not normally up. It's nice and quiet, and I get work done then. It does mean I crash at 9 o'clock at night, but hey, trade-off. So 7:30 is around about the good sort of time. So if I can figure out some of these plans for the single subject videos, I can also get ahead in videos, and then we'll have more to do. The other thing I'm going to try and work harder on is some of the what we eat in a week style videos. Everyone loves them, and I always think that they look a little bit like, to me, they're a bit like flicking through one of those recipe magazines from the supermarket. They're a really good inspirational type thing, something where I look at and I don't necessarily need to know all the details of the food, but it gives me an idea of what I can use something that's in my freezer for by watching someone else use it, or having a look at a flicking through a recipe magazine. But also eventually, hopefully, most of those things can be linked to the blog as well, and then cross-platform and all that sort of stuff. So there's that. Let me check my notes, because I'm probably already gone way off track, because that's what I do, because squirrels are just, my thing. I don't know whether that's a positive or a negative, but it's a thing. So let me find my notebook. Okay, what else did I have here? Oh, I wanted to show you guys. So I mentioned all the fruit and everything from the freezer. So while Mum was here for the week, well, she was only here for 4 days or whatever, but the period from Christmas to New Year, I didn't film. Very minimal filming. And we processed all the rest of the nectarines and the peaches and the rest of everything else. And so I wanted to show you the freezer, how we've frozen it all in these cubes, these silicone cubes, and then transferred it all out into gallon Ziploc bags and other pieces in chunks. So like the strawberries are in pieces, and then we've got some peaches and nectarines pureed into those ice trays. Some got pureed with some coconut cream and some sweetener and turned into smoothie pops, and the rest got put into these cubes, and they're all stacked in the freezer. So I wanted to show you that we did get that done. I also do have a video to show that I will put out next probably, and it was a whole bunch of cheesecakes and freezing that cream and everything using all that dairy product that needed to be used, because I hadn't done that yet. So I did a video showing all the different cheesecakes and the freezing the cream and a whole bunch of ice cream recipes and things like that. So I'll put that one out next. So that should be Wednesday's video. So I wanted to show you the freezer anyway for that. So what else have I got here? I've talked about the schedule and stuff. Of course, there's also be the hamper videos once a month, and I'll make them the Sunday video, because I won't always do a Sunday chat. I just don't always have something to chat to you about. So the hamper videos will be a Sunday video, because we normally do that on a Saturday, and we'll have all the shopping videos and things like that too. If there is some single subject, like chat type things that you want me to talk about, please let me know. I know that I've been asked numerous times about the solar. I do need to go into that for you guys, but it's a little bit hard to do, but I know I need to work on that. We are trying to set up another system too. So I'm also going to set up a page on the blog too, to show you some of the, like I discussed some of our long-term, short-term project type things. Like eventually we want to get a bore, but we're looking at sort of 15 to 25 grand for that. So that's a long way off. In the meantime, there's things like the roof for the patio at the back. The roof for the kitchen still needs finishing. I need a new tank for transporting water, and we're going to need to buy a new composting toilet, things like that. And what I might do is create a little bit of a vision board type thing of these projects that we're working towards, these larger projects that we're working towards, to have on the blog, so that you guys can see them and have a look at where we're working to. And then as we get them done, I can mark them off, which is always nice. It's always nice to mark things off. Let me just move my shade thing. Oh, much better. So yeah, I thought I'd do that up on the blog. I need to use that blog a little bit better. I have pulled out my planners and stuff again. I've got the iPad one that I'm still working on. I'm going to try and get that finished. But also I'm trying to do some reflections for myself on a daily or weekly basis as well, and keep track of those sorts of things to try and see the progress. Because I feel like last year, I definitely feel like I stagnated a little bit last year. And I know I didn't, but it felt that way. So having things written down and stuff might help with that as well. What else? We were still with the plan is I was going to do it while I was in Brisbane, but I don't think I'm going to, because it's raining, to buy a couple of cheaper pieces from IKEA to set up the new space that I need to set up. So Darryl and I have been discussing the space that we have and how we can best and most efficiently set it up so that we both have some actual creative space that's not it's not cluttered. The clutter is driving me nuts. So we need some new bookcases, and we need some new a new wardrobe, and I'm going to get a new desk and a new ergonomic chair and things like that. All these things that we're going to put some money into at the beginning of the year in the hopes that it enables me to do more work throughout the year, which, earns me money, but also good for my mental state as well. So the table that I use, my desk, is actually an old dining table, and I reckon I've had this dining table has been in, like, it was mum's. I reckon I remember using it when I was an early teenager, 13, 14, when we lived out at Logan. So it's this big white dining table, and it's great. It's just a big white melamine dining table. But I do everything on it, like everything. It's where I do all my typing work. It's where I do all the Dungeons and Dragons stuff. It's where I put all the transfers onto all the cups, and it's where I design all my artwork. It's where I've got my laptop as well as my standard Mac Mini. It's where I do all my graphic design, everything. And the space, it sucks because there's too much going on in one space. There's no drawers because it's just a dining table. There's nowhere to stash stuff. I've got pen cups full of different sets of pens, like, my a pen cup that's got full of all the weeding tools for the vinyl, and a pen cup that's full of my ballpoint pens, and it's driving me nuts, and it's making me less likely to do more. So we're working on that space this over the next couple of weeks as well, and we will see how we go with that, but I'll show you if we can figure it out. What else have I got? So the other thing I was going to say was that the other part of, having done the video and discussed these things with you and then discussed with you in the comments, then I've spent time discussing with Darryl as well. And one of the things we're going to lean into a little bit this year is learning more skills. So with the converting for Dungeons and Dragons that we do, and then the blog work and the website work and stuff, we're going to lean into learning more of those skills and extending them, pick up more D&D conversion work, and Darryl's going to teach me a couple of the other different platforms that we do, because at the moment I only really do one platform, so that we can accept more work from more places with a better timing, turnover, and things like that. And part of that's with the scheduling of work too. So if I've got a schedule of when I'm releasing videos, then I'm not going to be rushing on a day to finish one to get one out, because I should get one out. So the plan is to have more time off, to have weekends off, sort of, not really. Like, I'll still film things and stuff, but not necessarily getting videos out on the same day that I'm filming stuff, or, editing or whatever, that sort of stuff. Try and have weekends. The kids always have weekends off schoolwork, so they spend a lot of time doing group activities and gaming and things like that. And Darryl and I are still normally just madly working. We're going to sort that out. Darryl's doing his exercise every morning, so that's a really good thing for his schedule too, and to get him moving of a morning. And he's really loving the diet too. So the ketovore diet is working fantastically for him. I'm still not sold on it. I'll come back to that at the end of this 8-week period as well, because it'll be 4 months that I've been doing it then, and I'll make some decisions and discuss it with you guys. But he's thrilled with the results he's getting, and he's happy eating what he's eating and what I provide. And hey, maybe I would be too if someone else was cooking all my meals. And that is a little bit of a thing. Like, he's catered. Everything that he needs and wants is catered, and that would probably make the diet easier. Whereas I'm cooking for everyone every day, all the kids' stuff as well as our own, and then all the stuff for YouTube as well. And that might be just a big part of the whole thing, but we will see. I'm still persevering till the end of this grocery cycle as well. What else did I want to say? Garden-wise, the garden is completely overgrown. Like, the chili plants are doing well, the tomato plants are and the all the marigolds and everything are looking lovely. I will have to show you guys, but the weeds are just, some of them are like waist high. So I bought new spools for the whippersnipper, and the kids are going to be offered some monetary bribe, we'll call it what it is, to help with that. So Sonnet normally whippersnips the aisles of the garden for me, but she hasn't done it lately, and it's now quite out of control. So she's going to need some assistance as well. So we're going to bribe them to give us a hand with that. And I know a lot of people have this thing about the kids should just do the garden, or I should just get out there and do the garden. I will just reiterate, the garden is a hobby. As much as I get food out of it, it's minimal. It costs me a lot more than it gives me, because I want to do it and it's a hobby and I enjoy it, but I also have to have the time to do it. And I will not force the children to work in the garden if that's not their interest. I would appreciate their help immensely, and they do generally come and help me while I'm doing things, but they're unlikely to do anything on their own steam unless they're bribed, and they're children. And hey, if I have to bribe them with money so they can go and buy in-game currency for whatever they're currently into, Minecraft or whatever else, then hey, that's the way it works. So we're planning a lot for overwinter, and I really hope we get a lot of it done. We will see, but there is lots of plans for overwinter, and part of that is resetting up our hydroponics. We're extending the back of the chicken pens, which I'll show you eventually. We've taken the shape of the U right out to another rectangle, and we're extending some of the chicken pens, and we need to create some isolation pens. We've had a couple of chickens. We had one injured recently, and we've had to isolate her in the brooder box inside because we didn't have anywhere else to isolate her. And I'd prefer some isolation pens outside so that we can do that sort of thing. Our turkey Alba turkey hurt her, one of her feet, and so she's isolated as well at the moment. Again, it'd be nice to have them all isolated in the same spot so that you can keep track of water and food easier and things like that. But it's fine. We're managing, but we would like to do that. So we're extending the chicken pens. And when we extend the chicken pens, we're leaving a section bare. So the idea has to be to put a half IBC in as a pond for our ducks, and then to use that half IBC to reticulate water through garden beds, through hydroponic beds for food for them. Obviously not for us, because if we're reticulating water straight from their ponds, there's too much risk of contamination, especially in leafy greens and things like that. But the plan is to reticulate the water from their pond through some hydroponic beds that can grow silver beet and greens and all sorts of things that can be fed back to the chickens and ducks, to top up their greens intake, but also to keep their pond clean, because the clay balls will filter the solids and stuff out of the pond water and use it as nutrients for a bit like aquaponics, except I don't want fish. Just another thing to keep alive. But yeah, so the plan is to do that with that, and part of that also is doing some more hydroponics for us too. We did hydroponics a few years back, and then we moved to more market garden style. We had that massive success with market gardens, and then we've had 2 years of so we're going to move back to some more hydroponics again. I bought on a Black Friday sale, I bought this little 20 pod hydroponic unit with a light. I'll put a photo in here. I managed to get 2 of them. They were only like $40 each. They were super cheap. I got them posted to mums for free. So we've been growing some basil and stuff in those to see how they work and how they go. That's going to be a bonus, especially if we could start all our seeds in those little pods and then move them to Kratky buckets or floating Kratky beds, or we could put some reticulated growth in as well if we want. So we're going to move to doing that as well. But that's over winter. While I'm in Brisbane too, for the people who keep on reminding me, the SMEG knife credits at Coles with flybys. I haven't used mine yet, and I've got 40 something, so I need to remember to go to a Coles to do that. I also have about $60 worth of flybys that I can spend at Coles that I didn't get to spend last grocery trip because I forgot to bring Darryl's physical flybys card, and you have to have the physical flybys card to use the flybys dollars. So I might use them while I'm down here. I'll let you know if I do. We could probably do with a few more bags of frozen veggies. And the Coles sugar-free chocolate was really nice. So I only bought a sample of that. I might grab some more of that for us during the month. It was really nice, and it wasn't too bad a price. Not great, but not too bad. And they're individually packed little pieces. Like it's 5 individually little packed bars in each box, and each individually packed one is only like 1 point something grams carbs. So, and they had a choc orange and a choc mint were the 2 that we tried. I think there's a plain chocolate too. So Anyway, I'm going to do that while I'm down here. I also have to, it is Kavik's birthday on the 16th of this month, and then Darryl and Sonnet's birthday on the 6th and the 9th of next month. So I'm still working on that. I have the main gifts for all of them, but I might grab a token gesture to go with Kavik's this as well. I will see how I go, but I have to keep that in mind while I'm here. So yeah. That was sort of it. That's all my notes. I just wanted to catch up and do a quick chat, and basically extend on that last video, that one about thinking about reflections and future plans, because sometimes by verbalizing it to you guys, it makes things clearer for me. So because I had all that conversation with you guys in video, like, you're not talking back, but I conversed with you here, and then the conversations that we had in the comments, that has made me think about what else I wanted to express, and what else I wanted to think about, and what else I wanted to do for this year. And I think, as I said, with that whole mindfulness aspect, that might be something that I continuously update and talk to you about, because it's being mindful of it, but also that accountability. By discussing it with you guys, it gives me a little bit of an accountability thing there. So yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to check in. Sunday chat video. We're going to do Sunday videos from now on. Not always a chat video, but we'll see. So any feedback, put it in the comments for me. And I will get this video edited tonight and out for Sunday, because I've said I will. And I'll do the Thermomix conference tomorrow and be really awkward, because that's what I do. And then I'll head home and we will, go back to normal. Groceries this month, this next set of groceries are going to be a challenge. I planned for the next one to be 9 weeks from the last one, which is fine. But 9 weeks, 9 weeks from, so 8 weeks from the next one means that it'll have Easter Friday in it. 9 weeks means it'll have Easter Monday and Anzac Day, public holiday. But 10 weeks would be a stretch and a half at the moment with how food's going. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing yet. So we'll have to plan that out as well, and I'll let you know. Though if I do a bulk meat order in between or something, then maybe we could go longer. I don't know. I'm still working on it, so I'll let you know when I get to that anyway. But I better go and get this on my computer. And I don't know if Mum saw me pull up. There was no car parks at the front, so I'm a fair distance from where she is, so she probably didn't see me. So hopefully she's not waiting for me. So I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you very much for all the conversation in the comments always, and all the feedback and everything else. It has been predominantly positive. So I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.